Hey guys, welcome back to the Leading Edge Cricket Podcast, episode 49. I'm Rob, one half of Leading Edge Cricket, and today I'm joined by the run-scoring, wicket-taking, ball-catching co-host of the show, Rich.
Hey Rob, how you doing? I think we established last time that I'm none of those things anymore.
The time has been and gone. We were just talking before the podcast and you went, I'm 39, I need to be bowling less overs.
Less as in none. I think that's where we kind of fell on an agreement there. But yeah, definitely ready for. I think we said ready for the footy season now, mate. Or just sat watching cricket.
Sat watching cricket's a good way to go. You know, as long as you can still get the tea when the tea comes out midway through, and you can start on the beer about 5 p.m. That's as good a day as taking Fifer.
It all sounds nice. Also a good day, though, at the moment, is like today, is sat feet up watching the test match.
Yeah, the test match is pretty exciting, and one of the key things that we're going to get into this episode, we're going to break down the first couple of days' play between England and India, and being podcast number 49 and having the big 5-0 right around the corner, we're going to do something a bit different for the next one. So we're going to take a moment, raise a little microphones to the crowd and break down mine and Rich's all-time World 11 and who our favourite players are since we've been alive over the last 35-40 years. So we want you guys to get involved as well. So comment below on YouTube with who your favourite players are since you've been alive and what is your all-time best 11. We're going to collate them together and they're going to come on the podcast with us and we can compare apples for oranges and eggs for tomatoes. They might not make any sense, but that's what we're going to do anyway, Rich.
Absolutely. I think you're assuming something, though. On 49, mate. You know, this is dangerous territory, this is. We could slip, we could go for a one, someone slip over, get run out. Anything could happen.
There's been a lot of jug avoidance in the podcast time, especially Faf du Plessis, so we may end
just
up
about
with a
to
little
bring
jug
him
avoidance.
If we know anything, Faf du Plessis, another honourable mention, Shane Watson. I mean, a certain Virat Kohli, I believe, today as well. Yeah, you know, getting those nervous 40s.
Nervous 40s. You've always got to be a bit tetchy in the 40s. You just got to see that scoreboard and tick over to 15. You're like, oh, it's like a weight off your shoulders.
And then you can shout, charge, and just start smacking it again.
Just start going at the ball. But it's an interesting couple of days cricket, and it's been a wonderful series so far, Rich. You know, England took a 2-0 lead early doors and looking fantastic. Problems around the top six. India bounce back ability was superb. They came back and won the third test match. And it takes us into the fourth test match where we did the preview a couple of days ago and we spoke about the bizarre England selections. Now, talk to me. What has gone on the first couple of days between England and India in the fourth test?
Well, 2 days in, 20 wickets down, the game has moved on apace, hasn't it? I think the days of 5-day test matches are going to be the thing of the past soon, aren't they? If things are going to carry on at this rate. England trailed by 21 runs with all wickets intact in their second innings. Initially, England, 2-4-6 all out in the first innings. It looked like it was going to be way, way under par. Sam Curran dug them out of a massive hole, getting an test best. 78 for the young Surrey left-hander. Brilliant. India then, looked like they were going to fall way short, 50 maybe, 60 deficit, but they ended up clinging on and getting to 273 thanks to Cheteshwar Pujara, 132 not out, incredible knock. Probably should have been a hell of a lot less. But the bloke that looked like he didn't know which end of the bat was the right way round or which way up, JJ Bumrah, hung around for 24 balls for a 6 not out. It's probably the most impressive 6 not out I've seen for a number 11 for a long time. But yeah, he put on, I think they put on 43 or something like that for the 10th wicket. So really frustrating the England bowlers. England, you could probably say surprisingly, they did actually weather the storm. Cook and Jennings actually got themselves through 4 overs, and they're there first thing tomorrow. So yeah, it's a really, really nicely balanced test match. As I say, 21 run lead for India at the minute. Just starting the second innings, and there's been plenty to talk about, but it's really finely balanced, and I think this is going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it is. I want to touch on a couple of performances so far. I think from an England point of view, you've got to go Sam Curran and Moeen Ali. Sam Curran back in the team after his Player of the Match award a few test matches ago, playing like a player that should have been in the team for the third test. And Moeen Ali, I loved Moeen Ali for the first 46 test matches that he played for England. He was superb, and then he completely dropped out of form and needed to come out of the team and go away and get some runs and get some wickets. Hell, he's gone and done that, and he's come in here and he's taken runs. Sorry, he's got some runs and he's got some wickets as well. So fair play to him. Now, in the preview pod, Rich, we spoke about probably for the last 5 weeks, England's opening dilemma and the fact that we've got a massive issue at the top of the order. Did you see Keaton Jennings get out in the first innings?
Yes, I think I messaged you pretty much straight after, didn't I? With oh my God, did you see that? They let him off the hook. The commentators have let him off the hook. I know Bumrah was angling the ball across him, and then I know he hooped one back in. It was a remarkable delivery. All credit goes to Jasper. But my God, Keaton Jennings wasn't in a position to play the ball or leave the ball. He wasn't in a position to do anything. He wasn't in a position to do literally anything. So anyone kind of just trying to put the emphasis on the ball, the great delivery, is missing the point completely. Keaton Jennings, that was an embarrassing, kind of befuddled, I don't even know what the right word to be, of his footwork and his head. Everything's just a mess at the minute with him. Yeah. And yeah, just unbelievable, wasn't it? And top order, Cook, he tried to hang around, 17 off 55 balls, never really looked in. Root went pretty sharpish, didn't he? Bairstow up at 4, didn't really feel right. And as soon as England lose 1 or 2 wickets, it seems like we lose 3 for 30 odd, 3 for 40 odd. It tends to, we tend to find ourselves back there every time, don't we? 4 for 36, 5 for 69, 6 for 86. Then we settled down a little bit. It was Moeen Ali and Jos Buttler for a while, wasn't it? And then Sam Curran was just exceptional. Just same old problems, isn't it? Something has to change. And not just one thing, probably 2 or 3 things have to change in that top 6. It's just a shambles at the minute.
It is. There's a stat that came out saying that half of the innings over the last 64 innings, England have been 4 down for under 100. So it's a constant issue in this top 4 that we speak about. But Keaton Jennings, you need to go and you need to look in the mirror. You need to work out that when you've got a cricket bat in your hand, your job as a batsman is to use it, because you look completely frazzled, completely all at sea. And it was a good piece of bowling by Bumrah. But honestly, at this level, bowlers set you up all the time. How many times have you seen Jimmy Anderson bowl big hooping away swingers and then get one to come back in and get someone LBW? What did you see Sam Curran do in the very same game? He was angling it across, and then he gets one to hoop back in and hit someone on the pads. It's bowlers. It's good bowlers bowling good deliveries. And Keaton Jennings, if he does not score runs in this innings, if he plays in the next Test match, I'm putting pen to paper. I am writing to the ECB and asking for a job on the board of selectors.
I thought you just could put a stern letter of complaint in.
Yes.
Just a very... he's got to score runs. I actually said when they face these few overs at the end of the day, I think I said if he gets out tonight, I don't want to see his face in this Test match again. They need to put a 12th man on when we're fielding. I don't want to see him on the field again. Like, get out of my sight. Yeah. Don't come near me. Don't talk to me. So, credit... Go on, what were you going to say?
I was going to say India. We should talk about the Indian team, and there's 2 things that stick out. Steve Pujara has turned around a dreadful run of results and form in England over the last 4 years to put together back-to-back decent knocks and get a big 100. And also, Virat Kohli failed.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was also going to talk about India, but I was just going to give a little hat tip to the bowlers first. Just kind of really say that Bumrah, 3 for 46, 2 for 26 for Sharma. I thought they were exceptional with the new ball and beyond, obviously. 2 apiece for Shami and Ashwin as well. One other thing as well, I'm sure we were speaking about how marvellous it is to see Bumrah with just such a short run-up. Half of the commentators, when Bumrah's been bowling, all they've been talking about, or half the conversation about Bumrah has been about his run-up. Where did they get it from?
Yeah,
I think they've been listening, Rob.
Yeah, they must have been. Someone's got to.
I think they've been listening. So someone's got to listen. No, exactly. Yeah, on to India's batting though. Pujara, old Steve, he did a cracking job, didn't he? He really, really batted well. He dug in 257 balls. He was getting treatment, I think, for cramp in his hand or his wrist towards the end of the innings as well. 257 balls, 355 minutes. Incredible effort. Darwan and Rahul, they were both done by pretty good bits of bowling from abroad. Virat Kohli for 46, yeah. He keeps feeling for those wide ones, doesn't he? Wide off stump. He keeps hitting, nicking off, kind of looking to a wide slip or a gully. He's 46. We got him cheap, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was a very strange shot. He was playing so far away from his body, and I was like, oh, okay. It's kind of the shot of someone, you would look at it and go, it's someone who's at a nick or someone that's overconfident, and it looked like someone that's a little bit overconfident and overly...
Yes.
Just comfortable, very comfortable with his game, but with that comes mistakes. But Moeen Ali, mate, was next level. This was the Moeen Ali that England had for about 2 years in this setup and was absolutely world class and added heaps of value to this team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 5 for 63 for the innings. He was on a hat trick, wasn't he? At 1 point, 2 and 2, and he just went through that lower middle order. The first wicket I think he got, Rishabh Pant, a 29 ball duck. I'm not quite sure who this Rishabh Pant bloke is. I'm sure the Rishabh Pant we've wanted in the Test side, the wicketkeeper batsman, was quite an attacking, kind of exciting, creative sort of batsman. This fellow, I think, he's forgot what to do. Hopefully if he comes out of the second innings, he just needs to play his shot, stop messing about. But yeah, Moeen Ali, credit where it's due. He was threatening both sides of the bat. He was looking like, he was going to take wickets. He was looking like he was going to create chances. And it was just so nice to see this fella come back in. It shows you sometimes that actually it's a good thing to send players out in between Test matches.
Yep.
Or if you miss out on the Test match and go and play some county cricket. The way the schedule is this year, there's no opportunity for Root or for Cook or for others midway through a series to go and play a county game. It doesn't happen anymore like it used to do. So they just, the next time they're still under pressure. They have not had the chance to go and score runs or take wickets. So Moeen, can't speak highly enough of him. I thought he did absolutely brilliantly. Strange things going on with the bowling today, though. Jimmy A and Broady took the new balls. Cam Curran first change, nothing daft about any of that. But then Keating Jennings was the next man. I think he took the ball after about 23 overs and bowled 2 overs just to try and have a go at something. Adil Rashid, Moeen Ali, and then Ben Stokes had a bowl. I know he's got a bit of a knee problem, but it's a bit of a strange one. He looked fine when he was bowling, 1 for 23, and he bowled an extra half an over with all the no balls. And I'm sure if the umpire was paying more attention, he'd have been bowling probably about another 2 or 3 overs. But he did get a wicket, and it was only just as well. I don't know if you saw that one as well, but he had like half a millimetre of heel behind the line on the wicket he did get. So that was nearly a tough lesson. But yeah, decent performance from England. But Steve Pujara, I think he's kind of the star of the day. And JJ Bumrah as well. Yeah. Honestly, 24 balls, that was invaluable.
Yeah, it is. It allows them to get that mini lead. And there's one thing I want to touch on before we close off, because it is going to be an exciting third day, starting tonight, my time, tomorrow morning, your time. This England lineup, I saw a great tweet that came out about it. This England lineup, and I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, but basically, we've got Moeen Ali batting at 7, who scored a double 100 at number 3 in county cricket. We've got Joe Root, who's a natural number 4, batting at 3. You've got Bairstow, who's a 5 or 6 batting at 4. You've got Stokes, who's a 6 or 7 batting at 5. And you've got Josh Butler, who's a 7 batting at 6. Has anyone got any idea why this England top 6 is struggling?
You might have put your finger on something there. So yeah, and wasn't it Aggers is something who was saying we've basically got about we've got 5 number 6s.
Yep.
We've got a lot of people that want to bat lower down the order and are suited to playing down the order. But we don't have anyone really to bat in that top, do we? I mean, I've even heard people talking about potentially putting Bairstow to open in the next Test. Because he opens in the one-day cricket. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that.
I think in an ideal world, everyone would slip down one, would get a new opener in, and would have a
Rory
number
Burns,
3 come
maybe?
in. Yeah, Rory Burns, and we'll get a number 3 coming in bat, and we can bat Root at 4, where he, we all wanted Root to bat at 3 for a long time, but it doesn't seem to click for him. He's got a bit more freedom batting at 4. So, yeah, we still need to find a good opener and a good number 3, Rich.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, there's even talk about Ian Bell again, isn't there? This is the remarkable stuff. I mean, he scored some runs in Division 2, but I loved Ian Bell. The second coming of Ian Bell I loved anyway. The first one was a bit ordinary, but I'm not so sure. Quick point on Rory Burns. We'll obviously get into this when we're looking forward into the next Test match or reviewing this one. I think it's 4 seasons in a row. It might even be 5 where he scored over 1,000 runs, and he's the first player to hit 1,000 runs so far this season in the county championship. So that's somebody where I'm not quite sure why he's being overlooked so much. Considering we've used just about every other opener in county cricket.
Yep, exactly. Very, very strange indeed. So moving on from this England-India game, and let's travel to my side of the water, Rich, because there's a couple of bits of news coming out from New Zealand.
There is. The first bit's going to be relatively normal, but the second bit I think is quite amusing, isn't it? So first bit, Grant Elliott ended up being a bit of a white ball specialist, 39-year-old Kiwi. He's announced his retirement from all forms of cricket following the end of his run as skipper of Birmingham Bears, aka Warwickshire Bears, in this year's Vitality Blast. They didn't qualify for the quarters or the knockout, so he's called it a day. He retired from international cricket, I think, a year or so ago, I think it was, but he did come back this year, and he's played a bit of cricket all over the world, hasn't he? Didn't realise, born in Johannesburg, so he was another travelling South African. Started his first-class career over there before he moved to New Zealand in 2001. It then took him 2008. He made his international debut for his new country. 5 tests, 83 ODIs, 17 T20s for the Blackcaps. White ball specialist, probably going to be remembered for his World Cup performances. Also had spells Lahore Calendars in PSL, Chittagong Vikings in the Bangladeshi Premier League, and then Wellington back in New Zealand, Rob. So a really good cricketer, maybe a little bit of an underrated cricketer, but he's certainly forged a great career for himself, retiring at the age of 39.
Yeah, he did a lot. He was an integral part of the Hessen era of this, how Brendan McCullum took over and they kind of reinvigorated New Zealand cricket, and they played with aggression, but controlled nice, friendly aggression. And it was aggressive with bat, ball and field, not with the mouth. And Grant Elliott would personified that. And the semi-final of the Cricket World Cup is a night I'll never forget, mate. It was incredible down at Eden Park. They just beat Australia at Eden Park. They beat South Africa in the semi-final by 4 wickets with 1 ball left. Grant Elliott stuck the ball into the stands with 1 ball left for 6 off Dale Steyn. 84 not out in a rain-affected game. Incredible scenes. And there's epic pictures in cricket life, and you look at Flintoff getting Brett Lee off the floor in the 2005 Ashes. The picture that personifies Grant Elliott and Blackcaps cricket is after that win. Dale Steyn's in tears on the floor. Grant Elliott's picking him up. Absolutely wonderful. Great cricketer. Good for what he was. He understood who he was as a cricketer, and really in his 30s is when he kind of came around as an international cricketer, and he went on to have a great career, 150 T20 games around the world, 83 T20 internationals where he averaged 35 with the bat, 2 ODI centuries as well thrown in, a couple against Australia. He's just a very, very good, underrated cricketer, but an integral part of the team.
Yeah, I mean, if he started playing first-class cricket in 2001, he's just retired now. That's not a bad innings, is it, for a player? So good luck to him. Good career to look back on. Keeping it with the Blackcaps, though, I think you better tell me this. This is just a bit weird.
So, Rich, have you ever wondered what the England rugby team would look like playing against the England cricket team?
No.
Okay, well, what's happening down here in New Zealand is the All Blacks, the mighty All Blacks, double winning World Cup All Blacks, are playing against the Blackcaps in a game of cricket in January, which will host former New Zealand cricketers. So the event, it's the creation of Stephen Fleming, as you do,
legend,
and Duco. If you've ever heard of Duco, they've been heavily involved in some of the boxing with Joseph Parker over in England. And the All Black side's expected to feature people like Kieran Reid, former absolute legend of the game over here, Richie McCaw. He's like the Sachin Tendulkar of rugby. The Barrett brothers will play, Israel Dagg will play, Liam McDonald. Also players like, you might remember these names, there was Jeff Wilson, used to play for the All Blacks on the wing, also played one-day international cricket for the Blackcaps as well.
Never heard of any of them, sorry. Fully shaped ball, that one. I don't know. I don't get any of it.
Yeah, so the Blackcaps...
I joke. It sounds cool, though.
It is really cool, and for a country that is rugby mad, it's actually quite a good PR for the Blackcaps cricket team, who are starting to become more popular over the last few years, especially since how they play the game now. It's more inclusive for people to come and watch, and kids and T20s and all that. And they'll have people like Brendan McCullum, they'll have Cole Mills, who we'll know from being in Nottinghamshire, Grant Elliott, Luke Ronke will be playing, Daniel Vittori, Chris Harris, Nathan Astle, they're going to be playing as well. So it's a little bit of a who's who. It's a bit of fun. It's going to be down in Christchurch, and Christchurch where they had the bad earthquakes back in 2011. So anything like that that's going to bring people in, give them something to watch, I'm a big fan of. And, a bit of cross-sporting banter might be a bit of fun.
I think it's a great idea. It really is. I mean, just because I've not heard of all these famous rugby players doesn't mean it's not going to be a great idea. It'd be awesome. It'd be really, really good fun. I'm sure it will. It'd be one of those spectacles where I'm sure it'll be on TV, but getting down to the ground as well, it'll just be awesome. Get the kids watching it and whatnot. So yeah, January is it? So plenty of time to prepare for it. I'm sure all those rugby players will be netting hard. I think there's a couple of guys that could have had a career in first class cricket over in New Zealand, but they obviously chose the rugby path. Which is kind of unsurprising, I suppose, isn't it? With how well regarded they are over there. So, yeah, great stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe again, England cricket against England football. Maybe. I mean, they did all right in the recent tournament, but over the years, I'd quite like to have seen some of our quicks bowling at some of the England footballers.
Yeah. Or a couple of the rugby lads just taking out a couple of the football lads and watching them roll around.
Yeah, anything to hurt some of the footballers. Yeah, basically that's what we're getting at.
While we're talking Blackcaps, I spent a bit of time this week, Rich, with a guy called Will Kavanagh, authentic Kiwi, 100% born and bred, and I met him back in about 2001 when he was playing cricket for Beaver, and he was actually working at the same place as me, and we work at the same place now. So we spent a bit of time recording a podcast that me and you are going to put a front and back end on, and we're going to release in the next couple of weeks. And it was really, really interesting getting his take on it. And he kind of talks about Blackcaps cricket from the 90s through to today, what the changes are, the legacy of the Hessen era, and who the hell is John Steed that's taken over as head coach, because I looked at it and went, never heard of him, bro. And also, we take a look at the Blackcaps summer. So the Blackcaps summer this year has got Sri Lanka, India and Bangladesh coming over. So it's a very subcontinent summer, but India, big ticket item again.
They just follow you around, Rob. Those Indian cricket fellas, don't they?
They love it. They bloody love cricket. But that's pretty exciting. So we'll release that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a good listen that is as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that out as well. It'll be some good chat, and there's nothing better than a Kiwi accent, is there?
Oh, fashion chaps.
Yeah, and when I say nothing better, I mean it's everything better. But I like it still. It's really good. It just makes me chuckle. Sorry.
No offence taken.
Good. Right, let's wrap up. There's been quite a bit of news going on around the world of cricket at the moment. Generally on the back end of the county season, obviously linked to English cricket, but a few ins and outs. So first off, Cheteshwar Pujara, the South African spinner, he's joining up with Lancashire for the remaining 4 championship games. I believe he's playing in the game against Worcester. 22 Test matches under his belt with 90 wickets, an average of 27 and a bit. He even took a 9 for in an innings, didn't he, against Sri Lanka not too long ago. So he's a man taking some good form in. Played well in England before. The only thing I would put on this is not the best news if you're a 21-year-old leggy called Matt Parkinson, who's had a pretty good summer for Lancashire. So unless they're going to play them both together in these games, not what you want. Lancashire are not going to win the county championship. They're 100 points off top place Surrey. I'm not sure about this move. Obviously, they wanted to bring him in. Maybe to have a look at him in future. So I don't know. But anyway, Cheteshwar Pujara to county cricket, Rob.
Yep, good player. Happy to see him playing over here. I really like it when there's people coming over, such as a Natal spinner. It's a pretty cool thing. But yeah, poor Parkinson, what's he done? He did play in the last T20 game. He's played in the last first class game, and he's doing all right for himself this season. He's picking up wickets left, right and centre. Maybe not topping the averages, but for these sort of players, I always see it as just being out there, playing, taking wickets, getting used to bowling spin in non-spin conditions and being able to do that, because that's really part of being an English spinner. It's the actual control of the game. It's not ripping one past the outside edge. So I hope that Parkinson still gets a game with this move. And, England's a hotbed of spin, so you never know. You might see 2 spinners in the same lineup.
Yeah, this time of year, there's plenty of teams that have got multiple spinners, haven't they? And this is the time of year to be doing that. So, if nothing else, I'm sure he's going to learn plenty from the South African international. So, Jack Brooks, you might know him. As soon as I say that bloke who plays for Yorkshire who wears the headband.
Yes.
Jack Brooks, everybody knows him. Well, he's confirmed a move across to Somerset for next year. He started over at Northants, but he's played the last 6 years for Yorkshire, and he was key, really was key in their 2 county championship wins back in 2014 and 15. Jack Brooks is 34. I thought he was kind of an up-and-coming player. I thought he was about 28 or something. One of those guys that you think he's still got potential, but he's, he's 28. All right, okay. No, he's 34. Anyway, signed a 3-year deal with Somerset, and he's going to head across there with a record of 409 wickets in 27 in 114 county championship games. He's also got a solo first-class century, Rob. 109 not out against Lancashire. There you go. Brooks, he's not alone in moving away from Headingley. Obviously, we mentioned about a bloke called Liam Plunkett not long ago. He's moving south to join Surrey. And also, once promising opener, Alex Lees. I don't know if you came across him much, but I remember seeing him at Trent Bridge one game. I think it was a T20 game, and he looked a class above. Yeah. And I thought this guy was going to go to the top very quickly. Well, he's 25 now. He's got a pretty good record. He's got 5,000 first-class runs at about 35. But he's on his way up to Durham, and he's going to sign a 3-year deal there. So it's not quite gone according to plan for him at Yorkshire, He's done pretty well for them, but I think maybe a move up north, become a senior player in that rebuilding Durham side, might get him a little bit more back on track. But a player with an enormous amount of ability, and at 25, he's still got plenty of chance ahead of him to kick on.
Yeah, he kind of got stuck a little bit, didn't he? He kind of came into that England development programme probably when he was about 18 years old, and since then. Because there was always Lees and Lythe opening the batting for Yorkshire, and I always looked at it and went, wow, they've really got it made for a few years, and it's quite disappointing that he's not been able to click on. Jack Brooks leaving's an interesting one. I assume this is down to not getting a contract that he wanted, potentially, because being 34, you normally after a couple of year deal to give you a bit of solidity around what you're doing, and he's a good cricketer. 31 wickets this year at the county championship at an average of 32. He's just as solid as what you're going to get as a county cricketer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's got plenty left in the tank. You see him steaming in still, so decent cricketer. Yeah, you can't really complain about that move, can you? I think it's a really good one. And Somerset always tended to have that kind of very, very mature seamer.
Yes.
I forget the name of the fellow now. I can see his face. He was a real quality, especially in the T20 as well. I think he's a coach somewhere now, but sure people will be saying the name out loud as I'm trying to describe it badly. So keeping it with Yorkshire a little bit. Obviously they've had a few outgoings, but they're also busy bringing some new players across. We mentioned recently leggy Josh Poisden. He's moved across from to Yorkshire, hasn't he? And they've now agreed a deal with Surrey seamer Matt Pillans. Now, this is a name that kind of popped onto my radar a little while ago, and I was thinking, if he kind of keeps kicking on and keeps playing well, we need to have a little bit of a Who's Matt Pillans podcast, but It didn't really, and it just kind of vanished, and we didn't. So anyway, he's a 27-year-old South African seamer. He's moved to England back in 2016, intention of qualifying for his English passport. Hopefully Brexit don't get in the way for him, bless him. And this move will still further these ambitions, moving down up to Yorkshire even. So he's got 129 wickets in 40 first-class games, just over 50 in white ball. So he's a steady performer. He's one of those, a name just came out of nowhere a little bit. Steady performer, and that's obviously going to be the replacement for Jack Brooks.
Yeah, interesting with him. He's 27 years old and he's gone, I want to play cricket for England at test match level, by which case he'll be 31 when he's actually qualified.
Could have decided a bit earlier, couldn't he?
Yeah, he might be indecisive. I don't know. I'm not sure. But
not
getting funny
not
again.
What you need to. Not what you need to be.
I think what you're going to get out of him, 31, I doubt that he's going to be in the England lineup at 31. Hopefully some of these young lads that England have got are really coming through and he won't get an opportunity. No offence to him. But I think what you're going to have is just a decent county cricketer on the circuit for the next probably 7-8 years.
Yeah, decent. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, decent signing, just kind of rotating things a little bit. And we've said it before, isn't it? It's quite nice to see a bit of this movement around the counties.
Yep.
I know it's a bit frustrating for some counties that have their players nicked off them from a young age, but it's nice to get the talent up in Division 1, make that as strong cricket as possible. Get people, good players playing against each other, and hopefully by the time they come through into they're pushing on to play for England or getting into that England side, they're a little bit further on than they would have been. So it's all good. Right, Anarin Donald, you may or may not have heard of him. He's a 21-year-old Glamorgan opener. Well, he's agreed a 2-year move across to Hampshire. Apparently, Glamorgan have tried everything to keep him in South Wales, but his desire to play international cricket for England, really, that was the big driver from his move to the South Coast. So he's hoping to be the first Welshman to represent England since 2005.
Robert Croft?
Oh, Simon Jones.
Simon Jones. Oh, Bobby. Simon Jones.
But I can't believe that was the last time a Welshman played for England, since it is the England and Wales Cricket Board. Anyway, Donald made his debut at age 17, captain England under-19s, highly, highly rated. He's kind of lost his way a little bit at the moment, as a lot of players will do when they come through such a young age. So I'm sure this will be a good move for him. Sam Northeast did a similar thing, didn't he? He moved across to Hampshire the start of this season. So that's another player coming across, obviously wanting to further their ambitions. Good setup, great pitch to play on. Obviously, the Test match is currently being played at the Ageas Oval, so good luck to him. Back to our county, Rob. A little bit of movement at Trent Bridge. First bit of news, not great. England seeing Jake Ball, he's out for the rest of the season with a back problem. Big miss for Notts, as they hope to finish strong. They've had an innings defeat by Championship hopefuls. Well, it looks like they're going to win it, doesn't it? Surrey. They beat them by an innings today in 2 days, I believe. So Notts need all the help they can get at the minute, and Jake Ball's not going to be there to help them. On the positive side, though, Notts have brought in a couple of players. Ben Slater, Derbyshire opener, he's signed on a contract till 2021, and he's joined on loan for the rest of this season. He scored about 900 runs, I believe, or was it 690 or 960? One or the other. Either way, he scored some runs in Division 2, and he's now a Notts player. Didn't do much in this first game, though, bless him. Also, the big news today as well, Ben Duckett, you might well remember him. He's only 23, Northampton, ex-England, wasn't he? Played a bit of England cricket, opened the batting on tour for England, might have been in India. Didn't do brilliantly, but he's one of the many, many players that have been tried at the top of the order for England. He's only 23, as I said, and he's moved across to Trent Bridge on a 3-year deal as well. I think that's a good signing. Hopefully Slater proves to be a good one as well. And keep the signings coming, because I reckon we need them.
Yeah, Notts top six it's been the real downfall, and we said it at the start of the season, and when we spoke to Paul Johnson, ex-Notts captain and coach, he said the top six could potentially be the problem as well. So I think Duckett's a great player to bring in. He's a multifaceted. He'll play opening T20, list day and first class cricket. He can bat in them all. He can score fast. He can score big. Got a double century in first class cricket and a double century in list day cricket. So that's not to be sniffed at all. Ben Slater, I don't know as much about Ben Slater, but he's having a good year. Yes, he's had a bad performance in his first class game, 9 and 21, the runs that he scored. But he'll be hopefully able to get a couple of runs in the games that's remaining this year to give himself a chance of starting next year. But it's good to see that progression at the end of the season rather than just chugging to the end of the season painfully and then going, right, who do we bring in for the start of next year? It's good to see proactive movements.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, good luck to all those guys, really. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more movement. It just seems the way things have gone in the last year or so, there's going to be a heck of a lot more movement between counties. So long may that continue. I think as long as the smaller teams aren't being completely pilfered and they are being rewarded or reimbursed, so to speak, for some of these players, because Ben Duckett, he's been at Northampton since the age of 11.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of development that's gone into that guy. So you just hope Northampton are getting something out of that.
Yes.
So anyway, looking to the future, Rob, the future of cricket. Do you know what the future is apparently going to be in English cricket?
Oh God, it's going to be
100 ball cricket.
Yeah, 16.4 over cricket.
Exactly. Well, we're at the point now where there's going to be some trials of this game.
Oh God.
I mean, we know there's going to be a lot of trials of this game and tribulations and all that nonsense, but there are actually going to be literal physical trials. ECB, September, pilot games are going to be playing at Trent Bridge. It's not Trent Bridge's fault. This is the ECB's fault, remember this. 16th to the 18th of September, whilst Loughborough are actually going to be hosting some trials for the women's game, 14, 15, 27. So, PCA chairman and Worcestershire legend Daryl Mitchell, he said the current plans have 3 or 4 11s to maximise the investigation on the 3 days while making sure the workload phase is manageable. We're hopeful the majority of counties will have a representative, although some counties have fixtures, so it's not possible to have one from all teams. Obviously, the aim of the trial is to enable players to provide meaningful feedback to ECB after many, including fans and the PCA, have expressed their concerns about the plans. So, I mean, it's got to be trialled, doesn't it? At the very least, I suppose the players have said, look, we hate this idea. We don't want to do it. But, okay, yes, we will give it a go. Obviously, the new idea, I'm sure people haven't been living under rocks, but this idea was devised to attract new audiences. The sexist and patronising description, wasn't it? They want to bring the mums and kids. So, because no women watch cricket at the moment. This will be 15 times 6 ball overs with a final 10 ball over, 20 fewer overs than T20. I've always said that T20 just drags a bit. It's that 20 extra deliveries that really kind of bores me. So anyway, it'd be 8 city teams playing 36 games in 38 days of an IPL-style draft and playoff system like the IPL. Eliminators, that's what the world of cricket wants, more eliminators. And apparently the current T20 Blast would run alongside this. But anyway, trials are happening. I don't know, what more can be said? Virat Kohli, he's not a fan of it.
No, that's a beautiful segue, Rich. I like what you're doing there. So Virat Kohli's come out and he's ruled out participating in the initial stages of 100-ball cricket format. He's basically turned around and said it's very demanding and there's so much cricket, how the hell can I fit a 100-ball format that I don't really think will work? And it's very frustrating and very demanding that there's more things from a commercial aspect being thrown into the game. I just want to go, if you follow the Nottinghamshire Twitter page, I think their social media is very, very good. And every single time there's a T20 game, they announce how many fans are at the ground. And we are not talking 1,000 at the ground to watch Trent Bridge T20 cricket and Notts play. We are seeing 12,000. That is more than most of, probably half the football teams in the country, professional teams, get to go and watch cricket on a Thursday night down at Trent Bridge. There's nothing, I've gone through this rant before, but there is nothing broken about T20 cricket. If you want to get it to different audiences, go and put it on bloody basic TV that people can watch without Sky Sports.
Yeah, exactly. And what it's the whole thing, isn't it? T20 as a format is pretty successful. It's going quite well. IPL reckon it's going quite well. Over in India, Caribbean Premier League's going on at the minute. That's going pretty well. Big Bash in Australia. That's amazing. I love that. It's a great product. England just need to tinker with the product a little bit. That's all it is. We don't need a new product. We just need to utilise, maybe the T20. And then if they want to change it into a city format, 8 teams or something like that, then fill your boots, try and do something. I don't know. There must be ways to do it. I don't think the format is necessarily the problem. Maybe it's just the packaging, the marketing, the pizzazz, whatever you want to call it, of the tournament. Maybe we just need a little bit more IPL, a little bit more Big Bash. And I don't mean more sponsors on jerseys, because there's enough of those. I don't need any more of those. IPL jerseys, I don't know who designed those. All the shiny stuff, all the silver as well. Sorry, we're digressing into an area we don't need to.
But you're exactly right. T20 is a format, incredibly, that works all around the world, and every single league is setting up its franchise system. Why can't they just do that to separate it out from county cricket and go, cool, we're going to have a draft, we're going to have franchise T20 cricket, and make a big deal of that, rather than going, we are going to try and invent a different format with a countdown clock from 100 balls, and it's going to be 12 balls and over, except on the last over where it's 74 balls and over, and you can't change field and you can't move, and everyone's got to have a go at wicket keeping. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's people in a room that have learned, I've read 17 books on marketing, and it needs to be this, and it needs to be this, and it needs to be this. It's like, you don't go out to people and you go, why don't you watch cricket? Oh, it's too complicated because I don't understand overs. That is not the answer that you get.
Do you know the thing that's going to freak me out the most? How do we quantify the 10 over? How do we put that into anything? If I want to look at someone's career stats and say how many overs he's bowled, I'm looking at it from a really geeky standpoint here. But it's like, how is it going to influence or impact on stats? How can I look at his stats? How many overs has he bowled? Has he bowled 1.4 or has he bowled 1 over?
Yep.
But then do we have to put an asterisk next to it and say, well, 1 over equals 10 balls?
And how do you become a specialist, right? So you get players that are test match specialists. You get players that are one-day specialists. Michael Bevan, test match specialist. Don Bradman. And then T20 specialists. There's these people around the world. How do you become a 100-ball specialist? Like, it's no different. He's no different.
Do you know him? He's a good lad, he bowls a good 10 ball over that one.
Exactly.
How? The 10 ball over used to be because you've just fired 4 wides off the cut strip.
Exactly. So, I don't know if you can remember, there was a guy in the English One Day Cup final back in about the year 2000. Warwickshire in the final, and he bowled a 17 ball first over and he got the yips. Incredible. I don't know if you can remember it, and I can't remember his name, so if you guys know his name, let me know below. But he'll be good at this standard.
Well practiced. Oh dear. What do you want to talk about now, Rob? The Vitality Blast is. We know who the finalists are. Or do you want to have a look at Ireland against Afghanistan? Which one comes first?
Let's flick into a bit of Vitality Blast, because we're all the way from San Jose. We're all the way into the semi-finals.
I know, we've missed it all, haven't we? Honestly, you and having a child, mate, it's knackered the whole thing, hasn't it? So we are at the finals day. The competition, the finals are going to be the 15th of September this year. 15th of September. Hopefully we're going to be having a very, very late summer. But at the minute, I'm starting to consider putting the heating on. That's what we feel like. Tomorrow is the first day of autumn in England as well. But in the middle of that first autumn month, we will have a finals day. So hopefully the weather will hold. It's Worcestershire, Lancashire. It's Sussex, it's Somerset, Rob. I'm sure that's what we all predicted at the start, if we made any predictions at all.
I don't actually think we did make predictions on this. However, we thought that Nottinghamshire might go quite far.
Optimism, eh? Ridiculous. Well, let's go group stage first then. Northants against South. North Group and then South Group. Worcester, Durham, Lancashire and Notts were the top 4 in the North Group. Northants were rock bottom, 5 points.
Oh.
So it was obviously Yorkshire just missed out. It was a Notts-Yorkshire last game on TV, and Notts just pipped Yorkshire to that last spot, so they got through. In the South, Somerset, they won the group. Their joint point on top of points with Kent, and then Sussex and Gloucestershire. Surrey narrowly missing out. Great season they're having. Glamorgan, Essex, Hampshire and Middlesex propping everybody up. So that meant we had Worcester, Durham, Lancashire, Notts, Somerset, Kent, Sussex, Gloucestershire all playing off in the quarter-final. And the first quarter-final was Kent v Lancashire at Canterbury. Lancashire won by 6 wickets. Do you know who the man of the match was, Rob? We've mentioned him already.
Parkinson.
Parkinson. Get it in. Get it. So Kent 133 for 9. Sam Billings 37. Khayyam 21 not out. Parkinson 3 for 27. And that man Imran Khayyam as well, 2 for 17. Good all-round performance from him. Keaton Jennings 46 off 40. Dane Villas, the captain, 30 not out. And Jordan Clark 29 not out. Was all not quite enough. Kent was not quite enough, should I say. Lancs got the win by 6 wickets, progressed through to finals day.
Good performance. There's a couple of things that stand out. Marcus Stoinis, my IPL MVP prediction.
No. Just leave it. Leave this one alone.
Every time I see his name, I have kittens, and it's literally kittens. And he went and got a duck in the middle of the innings. A couple of Kiwis playing. Milne was playing. He got a golden duck, but he's quick and didn't get any wicket. He got 1 wicket. He got 1 wicket.
He's very impressive in this tournament. I've seen a few games when I've watched him, and he's really is a quick bowler.
Yeah, he can bowl. He can bowl over 150 clicks. 2015 World Cup, he was in and around the squad, and he was brought in occasionally. And teams need something that's a little bit different at the top level, at Test match level, one day level. Someone with a bit of speed, maybe not a Mark Wood, but someone who can take wickets. And hopefully Milne and Lockie Ferguson are the 2 kind of Blackcaps players that are out there that can genuinely bowl quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I saw something today that Lockie Ferguson is hoping to get some international recognition, isn't he? So, or more. So, yeah, we shall see about that. But I was really impressed with Milne. But anyway, we would digress a little bit. So, second quarter final, Durham against Sussex, Chester Street. Sussex won by 5 wickets. It's a good side, this Sussex team. I'm excited by these guys. Durham batted first. Ben Stokes, he was opening the batting at 34 of 24, and Pointer, the wicketkeeper, 28 not out. Danny Briggs, 2 for 19, and Will Beer, 2 for 17 for Sussex. Sussex they've got Chris Jordan, and they've also got Jofra Archer. He didn't really do much in this game, but Jofra Archer, he's been clocked at nearly 95 mile an hour in this tournament. So I'm not quite sure when he's getting that English passport, but if the passport office, hurry it up.
Yeah.
Let's get him in the England side. But in response, Laurie Evans, the ex-Warwickshire man, 63 not out. He guided them home from number 3 in 47 balls. Delray Rawlins, we might remember that name from the North v South tournament over in Barbados in the pre-season tournament in the in spring. Shut up, Rich. But anyway, he's only about 20. He's a Bermudan born, but he's a hell of a talent. Really, really exciting player. I thought this was going to be his breakout innings, but he did get caught short, if you like, 42. Didn't quite see it over the line. Mark Wood, 2 for 25. Good on you, Mark Wood. But Laurie Evans, man of the match, and Sussex through to finals.
Good effort. Delray Rawlins is a brilliant one. Born in Bermuda, I remember speaking about him because it was like, he's the first Bermudan player that I've thought of since Dwayne Leverock, the big lad who took that catch all that time ago. Disappointed for Durham, mate. Disappointed for Durham because you look at the batting lineup and it's actually pretty strong with Stokes, Latham, Collingwood, just lacking a little bit. But you're exactly right. You look at this Sussex team and they've got Milnes, Jordan, Danny Briggs, Archer, Visa, Beer. They're a hell of a team, and they're going to take a hell of a lot of stopping come finals day.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely, they're an exciting team as well. It's box office. So looking forward to watching finals day. Worcester. That's the combination side between Worcester and Gloucester. Get your heads together, guys. We just need one county. So Worcestershire hosted Gloucestershire in the third quarter final. Gloucestershire batting first, 136 for 8. Another low scoring game. Bizarre. 144 is the top score in the first 3 games. Miles Hammond for Gloucestershire, 45. Michael Klinger, he's still going, 24. And Ian Cobain, 35. Wayne Parnell, the South African, 2 for 22, and Mitchell 1 for 15 for Worcester. In response, Ross Whiteley, he kind of gave it a bit of a biff late on, but it was all about Cal Ferguson again, the Aussie. Callum Ferguson, 64 not out, guided them. He's been a class above this year for Worcestershire. Hell of a signing. He's been Benny Howell tried to nibbling a couple out with his variations and slower balls, but Worcestershire again got over the line. Another 5-wicket win. 3 almost identical games score-wise and result-wise.
Yeah, it's almost like your good summer's gone and a bit of rain's come in, pitches are slowed down a bit and it's harder work to score some runs. But you're right, in terms of Ferguson, he's had a great competition so far. 390 runs from 10 innings, a strike rate of 141. He's got a century thrown into the mixer. You need that. When you bring in an overseas player, you really want them to be impactful. You want them to be a world-class bowler like a Rashid Khan or a Sean Tate back in the day, or you want them to be someone that can actually be a T20 specialist and score some runs, and Ferguson is a hell of a white ball cricketer.
Yeah, absolutely, and he has shown his class real good. So he's going to be the key on finals day, obviously for Lancashire First, who play Worcester in the semi-final. So the final game, it was supposed to be played 4 in 4 days, and Somerset and Notts had to ruin it, didn't they? Absolutely miserable Sunday, torrential rain. It went into reserve day, and Sky, they've only got about 1,200 channels, but they couldn't find a channel to put this game on Bank Holiday Monday. So thanks for that, Sky. So anyway, Somerset batted first, 209 for 5, a proper score. Yohan Maiba 27, James Hildreth, get him in the England setup, 52. Tom Abel 46 not out, and Lewis Gregory 60 not out of 24 balls to take it away really from Notts. The match winning man of the match performance. Sami Patel 1 for 16, Dan Christian. Right, 1 for 16 was probably the pick of the bowlers off 3 overs. I think that's pretty good going from Sami Patel. I've also got Dan Christian mentioned here because at 1.1 overs he went for 21. Yeah, take yourself off, Skip. Yeah. Anyway, Notts in reply, they got up to 190, which is a pretty good effort considering it stalled not early, it stalled kind of, after it did stall, we kept going and it didn't look like we were going to keep going, to be honest. But Hales 45, Libby 41, Moores 36 towards the top of the order, and then Matt Carter, the spinner, 16 not out of 6 towards the back end. Jamie Overton 5 for 47. That sounds like a test match performance, doesn't it? 5 for 47. Yeah. So they got hold of him, but he also did take 5 wickets. Somerset won by 19 runs. They progressed to final. Notts outscored the other 3 finalists, but still don't go to finals day. So that's it. Worcestershire, Lancashire, Sussex, Somerset, finals day. That's what you've got, Rob.
Yeah, I think that's as good a lineup as you're going to get. Somerset's a decent lineup, actually. You look at the batting lineup, and it's quite exciting. You look at the bowling lineup, and you're like, yeah, they're not bad. But kudos to some of the Notts players, because if I look through some of the scores, Tom Moores, 445 runs in the competition. He's really having a breakout season as a wicket-keeper batsman for Notts. Dan Christian, 415 runs. He's been superb as well. So not a bad performance by Notts, but they'll be disappointed not to be in finals day because Notts have been so good at white ball cricket for a while now. Whenever they don't make the finals, it's kind of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, they started really slowly, but I think they suddenly realised that they've got something to play for. They've got a season to get going with here, and they really did hit form at the right time. So it's disappointing. Obviously, on another day, 190, line it up against anyone else, Notts go through as the second highest scorer. But sadly, that's not how cricket works, is it? So yeah, big shame for that. But it's going to be a hell of a finals day. Aaron Finch topped the run scoring in just 9 innings. Ian Bell second, 580 runs, 9 behind Finch's 589. Laurie Evans 554. Alex Davis, the young keeper batsman Lancashire, over 500 as well. Any other names out in the list there you want to just pick out? Or
yeah, Ben Duckett, 414 runs in the top 15 list. So that's a good one for Notts to have him all the way up there. Incredibly, Adam Lyth as well, 400 runs. You don't talk about him as a T20 cricketer, but he did all right for himself. And David Willey, England's bowler, we've always said he can bat a bit. Well, 386 runs in 10 innings in the competition. Really, really, really good.
Yeah, he was batting in the top 3, wasn't he? So that's really great stuff for him. Joe Denley, I'm just going to mention him, 409. He's a bit of a born-again cricketer. He's had such good time of things in some of the international domestic competitions. If that international domestic, that sounds like a contradiction in terms. Overseas domestic competitions. So he's somebody that's performed really well. And I mentioned that as well because he's also in the top wickets. He's took 20 wickets.
Wow. Not
known really as a bowler. He's a batsman, isn't he? But so 400 runs and 20. If we were doing a team of the T20 this year, he would most definitely be in it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he definitely would. That's a hell of a performance. One thing that strikes me out of the list, you look at probably the top 20 batsmen in the competition, there's not many overseas players in the list. Yes, Finch tops it. Tommy Latham's up there. CJ Anderson's up there. But there's not many. There's a lot of pure English players in the top 20 run scorers in the competition, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good to see, isn't it? So, with the ball as well, young Brown at Worcestershire. Is it Pat? I get his name now. It's bad of me, isn't it? 27 wickets. Absolutely brilliant from him. Harry Gurney, he's been exceptional for Notts as well. I've got to give him a little bit of a hat tip. Yeah. Economy rate as well, it's about 7.5, which is nearly as good as anybody. Chris Wood at Hampshire as well around there. But Jamie Overton, 24. Matt Parkinson of Lancashire, 23 wickets. Denley we've mentioned, haven't we? Grant Elliott as well, just to give him a little word on the way out. 19 wickets. With a best of 3 for 16 for the tournament as well. So good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Rashid Khan on the list as well. 17 wickets in the 10 games that he played. That's what you'd expect for him. Almost 2 wickets a game. 2 wickets a game in T20 cricket is a phenomenal record. So the fact that Patrick Brown has got almost 28 wickets, 27 wickets in the competition at 20 years old is incredible. It really is incredible to put up those sorts of performances at his age.
Yeah, and there's been some really, really impressive performances from some of the bowlers as well. Is it Harry Brooks, is it? He's bowled with some gas as well, and there's just some players just coming through at the minute. It's just an exciting time. Just want to see these guys progress, because I'm sure there's going to be some spots available in the England side in the not too distant future.
Yeah, and when we were talking about Jofra Archer, so Archer got 18 wickets at 12, and he's a bit of a world star already, this lad. He's wanted all around the world. I am sure, and I've not found it on the internet yet, but I am sure he is eligible for England next year. I'm positive.
Ooh, that'll be exciting, wouldn't it? It'll be interesting to see if it's in advance of the World Cup, isn't it? Obviously, that's what we're all building towards next year. So it will be interesting. We'll have to do a bit of research maybe and just see if we can find out. So a little bit of a shame that 1 or 2 players didn't finish the tournament. Obviously, I kind of found it a little bit odd when I was hearing people like Rashid Khan were leaving or Adam Zampa. But obviously they've gone across to the Caribbean Premier League, haven't they? So it's a shame that we didn't get to see them for the whole of the tournament. I think Mujibur Rahman as well. There's been some really big names and really exciting players, and it's been a hell of a competition. Just a shame we really didn't have a chance to talk more about it as we went through and give it the kind of credit it deserves, kind of how we did with the IPL, really. But we will certainly be covering the finals day. And I suppose the last thing to say on this, is we need to make 3 quick predictions: Worcestershire, Lancashire, or Sussex, Somerset, and then who wins it?
I am going for Sussex.
Yeah, I can't see. I think you're with it. I'm going to say Lancashire, Sussex, and I think Sussex can do it.
Yeah. One thing I am going to say is if we've got world superstars coming in and playing in the English T20 competition and not staying till the end to go and play in another competition, that tells you, on a world level, how devalued the English T20 competition is. The CPL pays more money and people want to go play there instead. 100-ball cricket format thrown in an additional format isn't going to fix that. Increase the integrity of the competition and the money and the prize money that's available to entice better players to come in and play in the competition. You've sorted it out. You've got a competition that works. People turn up and watch. People watch it on TV. It's there. It's on a plate. It's there. Just Go, work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm giving Rashid Khan and Rahman a little bit of a disservice, actually, because they were going to play against Ireland, weren't they? But I know for a fact Adam Zampa's gone to the CPL. So there are players out there that were playing a little bit of T20 who's gone across there. So, yeah, absolutely right, mate. So, but it's a bigger tournament at the moment, isn't it, really? I think that's how they see it. And to be honest with you, going to live in the Caribbean for a few weeks, I could probably deal with that.
It's not a bad life, is it?
No, absolutely. So we mentioned Afghanistan. They were touring Ireland. I love the sound of that. Who would have thought 5 or 6 years ago that you would have a cricket tour with Afghanistan touring Ireland?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Awesome. The 2 new test nations, they've played off on a bit of white ball cricket. 3 T20s, 3 ODIs. Afghanistan have come away winning the T20 tournament 2-0. Abandoned, the third one was abandoned. And they've won the ODI series 2-1. Where have they come from? How have they done it? And just so much credit. It's absolutely awesome. So, quick, brief look through some of the performances. You're happy to do that with me today, Rob?
I sure am.
Oh, I like that. I always have to ask these things when we're recording now, just in case you have to run away to quickly go and feed a child or anything.
Yeah, I've got one ear glued to the ceiling when I can hear if the baby cries and I need to go upstairs.
Yeah. Quickly, let's go for it. So, first T20 then, Afghanistan won by 16 runs, 160 for 7, played 144 for 9. Afghanistan, Shahzad, that keeper, bats in 29. Hazratullah Zaizai, 74, and the captain, Asghar Afghan, 31. Didn't he change his surname to Afghan or something? I'm sure there's something weird with it. Young 18-year-old bowler Josh Little took 2 for 20 for Ireland as well. In response, Paul Sterling, he's had a good bash of it with Middlesex this year, 27 for 19. Gary Wilson, 34. Simi Singh, 20. Mujeebur Rahman, 2 for 40. 3. Rashid Khan, 3 for 35. Zazai, 20-year-old opener on debut, 74, man of the match. Easy game, this international cricket.
It bloody well is. If you turn up and just go and do that, I really feel like, I don't know if these are on TV out in England, mate, but in New Zealand they are not on TV. And I'd absolutely love to be able to sit there and just watch Afghanistan play Ireland in T20 cricket every day of the week.
Yeah, this slipped by me a little bit because I didn't realise because we'd not saw it on TV. But yeah, I'm in complete agreement. Second game, though, got even better. Afghanistan won by 81 runs, 160 for 8 for the Afghanis. Ireland 79 off 15 overs, all out. So Zazai, 82 in his second game, 74 wasn't enough, smash a few more. Afghan 37, Najibullah Zadran 20 not out as well. Boyd Rankin, that name, 2 for 14, and Peter Chase 3 for 35. Porterfield and Wilson both got a few runs, 33 and 22. Rahman 3 for 17, Alan 1 for 7 off 2, and 4 for 17 off 3 overs for Rashid Khan. That boy is quality. Yeah. Third T20 was abandoned. So that's 2-0 in the T20s for the Afghanis.
Yeah, solid Afghanistan team, isn't it? They're really taking to international cricket quite well. From a white ball perspective, white ball, I think we've known for a while that they're probably good enough, and they've kind of put themselves on the upper echelon of the minnows of the world. And I would like to see them start playing some decent white ball cricket, one-day series, T20 series against... start working the way up. Go and tour Sri Lanka. Come to New Zealand. Come and play against us. You know, go to England and play a tour. Because I can tell you now, it would be one hell of a series. Because their bowling attack is really, really good.
Yeah, and there's some names. There's some names that are being recognised now. And when you've got a 20-year-old lad coming in making debut and scoring 74 and 82 in his first 2 knocks, there's something happening. There's some talent there, isn't there? So keep harnessing it and keep bringing it through. ODIs, the first ODI, 227 for 9 for Afghanistan. Okay, not the greatest score, but then they've dismissed Ireland 198. They've won by 29 runs. Gulbuddin Naib, another name we're getting to recognise, 64 of 98 balls. Rahmat Shah, 29. Hashmatullah Shahidi, 54, and Afghan 25. Great performances there. Tim Murtagh, 4 for 31, and Boyd Rankin 3 for 44. Good bowlers. It's not like it's nothing bowling attack. Those boys have both made hell of a careers out of playing county cricket. Yeah. So this is not a nothing attack. Boyd Rankin's played for England. Ireland in response, Andy Balbirnie 55 and Gary Wilson winning the runs again with 38. And runs wickets again. Nabi, who's been playing Leicestershire, the all-rounder, 2 for 42. Rashid Khan 2 for 41. Wickets again, 29 run win. Just fantastic effort. Ireland did finally get off the mark in the second ODI though, Rob. Afghanistan 182 for 9. Afghanistan were knocked off, so Ireland knocked the runs off 183 for 7 with about 6.5 or 6.1 overs left. Shah got 32, Afghan 39, and Zadran again 42. Tim Murtagh again another 4 for 30. And then Sterling 39, Balbirnie with a 60, and Simi Singh towards the end 36 not out, got them over the line. 3 wickets for Khan, 2 for Nabi. Ireland got their first and only win of this tour, because the last game was won by was today, I believe it was, and Afghanistan won by 8 wickets. Nice. Ireland dismissed 124. Wilson 23 top scored. 3 for 18 for Khan, Naib 2 for 34, and Nabi 2 for 26. And in response, Shah 33, Hashmatullah Shahidi 34 not out, and Aisanullah 57 not out. Got him over the line, 8 wicket win. 4 wins in the series for, in the tour, should I say, for Afghanistan. 1 for Ireland and 1 rained out. We should know more about this game, shouldn't we?
We should know more about this game. One thing I'm really happy about is that you read out what's going on and have to deal with all the really hard pronunciations of some of these players.
I would quite enjoy it.
You're doing a bloody good job of it. One thing
I feel like I know them.
Yeah, first name terms.
Ode Hash.
One thing I'm going to call out. So it's incredible that Ireland, Afghanistan are having this competition. If you search on the internet for Afghanistan Future Tours programme, there's a bit of a gap. And this is, I find this quite frustrating. So they go and they play in the Asia Cup in 2018, where they've been drawn in the same group as Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. They play that September this year. Then there is nothing set in stone until the World Cup, June the 1st, 2019.
You'd hope that's going to get put straight, or there's just a bit of an administrative oversight that nobody's stuck any new fixtures on.
Exactly. I really do hope there's something that comes out of it, because it's great to see them playing so many games, but you want to see a proper future tours programme scheduled for the next 5 years, increasingly going into all these different countries and playing. And the same for Ireland as well. If I look at Ireland haven't got a game scheduled until May the 3rd, 2019, when they play England. It's
bizarre. There must be something more. Yeah, there's got to be, hasn't there?
There's got to be something else that's going to be coming, because that, to me, isn't good enough. And now there might be things, and if you guys know what's coming up for them before we do, comment below on YouTube and let us know. But at the moment, I look at that and I'm so disappointed. Like, as soon as you become an affiliate nation to the ICC, to me, you should be put into the Future Tours programme and things should be sorted out to enable you to get up to speed and become the best possible team that you can. Now, there might be things in the cauldron at the moment that are being stirred up, but I don't see it. And that I see that as a real worry and an oversight that could potentially make them go backwards, because I feel every time we talk about Afghanistan, they're going forwards and they're getting better.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So, hopefully we'll find out more about that, and we'll be able to see and hear more of them, more of their tours and more of their performances as well. Just a very, very quick one, just to mop up. Did you know Jamaica Talawars are top of the table in the Caribbean Premier League at the moment?
I did not.
They are pipping Trinbago Knight Riders and Guyana Amazon Warriors into second and third place.
Oh,
Trinbago, game up on them both. Barbados Tridents, though, the most normal sounding name, well, maybe St. Lucia Stars are quite normal. Yeah. They're propping it up. Only won 2 games so far, Barbados. So, up your game.
Bloody hell. That's incredible. Yeah. There's not many games left of that regular season now, is there?
No, it's getting there. It's been. I've not seen much of it, but it's been pretty fun. What I have seen, New Zealand seems to be taking over it. Have you basically kicked half your population out just to go over to the Caribbean at the minute? Glenn Phillips, that 21-year-old wicketkeeper batsman. Do you know about him?
Yes, plays for Auckland.
287 runs so far in the tournament. Only Curran Pollard, 330 runs, have pipped him. Colin Munro, 270 runs.
Yeah.
Brendan McCullum.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's heaps of players. McClanagan's over there. Mark Chapman's over there. Yeah. There's so many. Martin Guptill's over there. It's literally a who's who of Auckland cricket. Every time I switch on the TV or check Instagram, it's like, oh yeah, he's playing. Oh yeah, he's playing. Oh yeah, he's playing. It's bloody brilliant for New Zealand cricket.
Exactly, yeah. Some names. There's been some great performances, and I'm sure at some point when it gets through to the knockout, we'll kind of summarise a little bit. But yeah, it's nice to see players like Shimron Hetmyer as well. He's scoring some runs again. Chris Gale's still going strong on it. Dre Russ, he's doing it from both sides of the game. Imran Tahir's in there. The name that I'm loving there, Ali Khan. 9 wickets so far in the tournament for Trinbago Knight Riders. He's an American, USA.
Really?
USA international. Get in there. He's making a name for himself. This is what cricket's all about. It's being shared all the way around the world, even America, of going, yeah, it's better than baseball.
That's good. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to getting into a bit of that, mate, down the road. There's one more story, and I don't know if you've seen it, and I'm just kind of throwing it on you from left field just to get your opinion.
No, it's not about me, is it?
And no, it's not about you not seeing the man on the boundary or anything like that. It went a bit viral on the internet over the last few days. I'm just keen to get your thoughts. So there's a cup final going on. The team we're chasing needed about 5 runs to win, and the fielding team needed 1 wicket. The wicketkeeper took the ball off a play and miss, turned around like the ball was going down to the boundary and shouted down to the fielders, which in turn made the batsman start to run, but he still had the ball in his hands and whipped off the bails, and that won them the competition. What are your thoughts? Is it intelligent? Is it clever? Or is it against the spirit of the game?
Right, how many runs were needed off that last ball?
Oh, there wasn't many. They were right down to the wire. There was basically 1 wicket left, and they needed, I don't know exactly how many runs, maybe 5 or 10 runs near the end.
Oh, okay. So
it's
one of those, isn't it? If it was in like a friendly game or something like that, where we're just having a bit of a laugh, then someone did that, it'd be hilarious. It'd be one of the best things you'd ever seen. But in that sort of competition, if the keeper's also kind of shouted down to the field to kind of, I don't know. It doesn't sit particularly well with me. I've seen it. It's a hell of a bit of work.
Yeah.
He sold it well. The boy must be an actor as well. Really, really impressive work. But I'm not sure if that sits right with me.
No, if it was me and that happened against us in a cup final, I would be absolutely furious.
Your bat had gone through the stumps, wouldn't it?
Or my fist through his face. One of the two. If it was a President's Day game, a bit of fun, that's cool. All for it, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
If one of my team did it, even on a Saturday game or a Sunday game, I would call the batsman back. 100%. I've called batsmen back before. It wouldn't sit well with me.
Yeah, no, that's fair call. Yeah, I did see that. It was pretty funny, but yeah, I don't think in a real competitive game, if it's like last game of the season, is something on the line, or is a cup final or something, I think it's just a little bit naughty, isn't it?
It is a little bit naughty, but
bit naughty.
Let us know what you guys think about it, and if you've seen it. I'll try and find a video of it, and I'll post it to our Twitter page and to the YouTube comments page.
Right, there's a guy on Twitter called Neil Underwood @Neil_Sousbois. Great name, Neil. He basically said, he tweeted out saying, your West Indian fast bowler name is the last seaside town you visited and the surname of the US president when you were born. His was Sorrento Johnson. Honestly, you start going through these and it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Watergate Nixon, Ride Bush, Alderborough Eisenhower, Copenhagen. They actually do sound like obscure West Indian quick bowlers.
So what
I think mine was brought... so the last seaside resort you visited, and then the American president when you were born.
The surname of the president.
Yeah. So mine, giving my age away again now, was Broughty Carter. Was it Broughty Carter? Something like that. I forget now. Broughty Ferry up near Dundee. It's not the most glamorous place, but that was the last seaside bit I went to.
Yeah.
And then the president when you were born. I just thought that was quite funny.
That is quite funny. Mine is Castor Regan.
Reagan,
Reagan, sorry, not Regan. That's a
Kiwi accent's horrific.
It's a spell check. Come up, change it to Regan. Castor Reagan.
So I like that. So yeah, if people can kind of remember that, Broughty Carter mine is. So probably not the best one ever, but I just think that's pretty funny. So people think about that. Just have a little think. So last seaside town you went to is your first name, and your second name is the American president when you were born. Stick it down. Let's see if we've got some good ones there. But hat tip to Neil on that one. That was awesome.
Yeah, bloody brilliant, Rich. Bloody brilliant. Well, thank you for your time. It's an exciting couple of days cricket ahead of us. Now, England are batting in this fourth test match, 10 wickets in hand. There is every chance that the test match could finish tomorrow, incredibly. So as soon as the test match finishes, we'll be back on air and we'll be reviewing the whole thing. But thank you very much, my friend. Have yourself a great weekend.
I will, and I'm looking forward to England getting about 200, maybe a little bit over 200, and making a proper game of it. I think that might give us a chance of bowling India out.
It bloody well does. Thank you so much. You guys have been legends. Till next time.
Nice one, dude.
Sweet. One edit.